Well, the Trump defense is already falling apart. And it's interesting to see. One of the things we've heard from the Trump side is, hey, this indictment, when it comes to the third indictment on charges related to Trump's attempts to overturn the 2020 election potentially unlawfully, it's not fair to say he was knowingly deceiving people and trying to get people to take unlawful actions to overturn an election based on things he knew to be lies, because he believed it. He believed that the election was actually being stolen. So no, he wasn't trying to subvert the will of the people, disenfranchise voters, overthrow a democratic process, pressure election officials to fraudulently put forward a election result that wasn't accurate, because he actually thought that would be saving democracy. Well, based on evidence we already have in the public domain, we're realizing that to be absolutely not the case. As Mediaite reports, Trump admitted 2020 loss. Aide testified under oath, quote, "I don't want people to know that we lost." Some legal analysts, particularly on the right, have argued in recent days that the mindset of Donald Trump could be an important aspect in his upcoming trial on his efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election and whether he truly believed he lost. Special counsel Jack Smith has claimed that Trump knew his accusation about the election were lies. Quote, "The defendant had a right, like every American, to speak publicly about the election, even to claim falsely that there had been outcome determinative fraud during the election and that he had won." But obviously, as we said, the indictment focuses in on, yes, the lies, but not that being the crime. The way that the lies were used to justify unlawful actions, and is the unlawful actions that prosecutors have an issue with. However, defenders of the former president claim Trump truly believed the election was stolen from him, and it was simply exercising his First Amendment rights absurd when trying to stay in power. But as was noted in this article, Cassidy Hutchinson, during her testimony in front of the January 6th Select Committee, and she was an assistant to the chief of staff to Donald Trump, Mark Meadows, said that Mark Meadows was told by Donald Trump, as Cassidy Hutchinson is recounting, "I don't want people to know that we lost."
So he had said something to the effect of, "I don't want people to know we lost, Mark. This is embarrassing. Figure it out. We need to figure it out. I don't want people to know that we lost."
I don't want people to know that we lost. That is Trump admitting that he lost, of course. And this isn't the only testimony to this effect or the only bit of evidence we have out publicly to this effect. We've heard this story from multiple people around Trump at the time, where he was in shambles saying, "How did I lose to this guy? I don't want people to know that I lost," and other similar statements. And so I don't think the argument of there's no way you could possibly think Trump actually accepted he lost, or knew that he lost, I should say, there's no way you can prove that is at all going to be a strong defense, because you can prove that. And Mark Meadows, it seems based on his silence in the Trump camp as they tried to reach out to him, is an indication that he's been participating in this Jack Smith investigation. And so he could even more directly tell this very story, and I'm sure many others. And we looked at analysis from Trump's former Attorney General, Bill Barr, who said if Jack Smith put this in the indictment, that Trump knowingly deceived people, he knew these claims to be lies, and then he used these claims that he knew to be lies to justify unlawful actions, then he's going to be able to prove the mindset of Donald Trump. He's going to be able to have testimony, examples, evidence that prove Trump knew it. And that's not the core of the entire case. It's not the most important part of the case, because like I said, the actions are so important, but to prove that he was knowingly deceiving people and his mindset was one of deciding to defraud the American people, that is important. And that will weaken the defense of Trump, absolutely. And because it was included in the indictment, the state of mind, I agree, based on the thorough nature of Jack Smith's investigations thus far, he has stuff like that and more to that effect to prove that indeed Trump was knowingly attempting to defraud the American people, disenfranchise millions of voters, and overthrow our democratic process unjustifiably and unlawfully. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.